ধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় গোপীজন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবরধারী জয় গোপীজন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে। শিল প্রভাত কি জয়। হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি।
That was very nice, Prabhuji. Very good. Devotees, let us recite the auspicious Mangalacharan. Who can read the devotees? I see Raghu Prabhu is there. Prabhu, you want to try?
Yeah, I can read it. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunamritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Hari Bol to you. That is very good. So, devotees, we are in chapter 12, almost at the end of chapter 12. We got 3 more verses. So, Krishna has established the kind of instruction that the devotional service, Bhakti Yoga, is the best, efficient, most efficient to become perfect. Now, having said that, it is not very easy. In theory, it may sound in 17, the previous verse, 12:17, Krishna is talking about the qualities. He's talking about mainly 3 qualities in 17. One is equanimous. How can one be neutral, unbiased, liking everybody equally? Then he's also talking about not to lament. Bhagavad Gita starts by Arjuna's lamentation. Arjuna is a very highly qualified personality. He himself is a deva. But he has fallen into some kind of a delusion. So he has got lamentation and he's saying, don't have desire. Lamentation can also lead to some kind of a desire. Oh, why I'm not getting this? I'm not in the best situation. Then it will give you some thoughts. Why not I do something else? So Krishna is saying, don't have those, then the three, these are the major three he's talking about in 17. Then he's saying, always work in Krishna consciousness, in God consciousness. So devotees, when we hear this, our mind tells, hey, these are all very simple. I'm a very, very neutral person. I'm not really biased. But we have to little bit analyze. It's not that easy. Even great munis like Durvasa, he's very famous for his anger. He could not control his anger. Vishwamitra, a great saint, guru for Lord Ramchandra. He fell into initially Kama, then Krodha. So these are all not ordinary personalities. So where are we? We are nothing. Bhishma, who had sacrificed everything for the Kuru dynasty, but he also got attached. He somehow started feeling that he has to protect. Yeah, protection is good, but attachment is not good. So one time there was a devotee. He used to meet Srila Prabhupada very frequently. He was very interested. Srila Prabhupada personally used to kind of train him in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he was also slowly getting, advancing. Then he gave him a lot of other books also, Journey to Other Planets. The devotees were very interested. Then one day he asked Srila Prabhupada, I really like all this philosophy, but if I want, can I come back to my home and with my family whenever I want? So Srila Prabhupada said, oh Krishna, whatever we read all this time has become now meaningless, because if somebody has got still attachment that they have to come back and live in certain place in Tampa, that is the entire purpose. Krishna consciousness is almost lost. So what Krishna is talking about here is that how we can become perfect, that complete Sharanagati, unconditional, uncontaminated Krishna Prema. How can we, briefly we mentioned about the Vairagya, even the detachment. We talked about the Markata Vairagya and the Yukta Vairagya. Markata is also, they also do certain detachment, but they do it on a very outwardly, just to get certain recognition. I'm going to follow, I'm going to do Nirjala Ekadasi. I'll not even sip a drop of water. But so much interaction going between that person and the family and others, everybody asking, are you doing Nirjala? Will you even drink water? So it becomes more of a mechanical thing and for recognition rather than we are doing it for Krishna. So that is what Krishna is saying, the qualities of a devotee. And each one of the qualities that Krishna is talking about, this we cannot really achieve one by one. It's not possible. It will take several births, several lives it will take. How can one become completely unbiased? Is there a school that teaches us? I go and take some credit hours and I become unbiased, neutral? No. How to keep your consciousness pure? Is there a way? How to show love? How to be equanimous? Is there anything? No, there is no school. So it's an experience. That is what is all this manifestation. Krishna is giving us an opportunity to go through this. And the sooner we get this done, the better. So in 18 and 19 devotees, he's talking about more qualities of a devotee. What is expected? And again, Srila Prabhupada would also explain, he has already explained in many purpose, that to really achieve all these qualities, the best thing is Krishna consciousness. Because once if you start taking up Krishna very seriously and make him the center point of your life, everything will come automatically. Other than for us to become really saucham, timeliness, cleanliness, honesty, devotional service, it will not come by itself. If you pick and choose one by one, I'm going to first become a very clean person. The first 2 days, you may wake up at 4:30. After that, okay, why 4:30? I'm already clean. I'll take bath at 8:30 or 9:30. So this is what our mind, why? Because we do not have a strong commitment. The Shraddha is the faith. Shraddha leads to sadhana, and they work interchangeably. The more sadhana you do, the more Shraddha you'll get. The more Shraddha you will develop, the more sadhana you will do. Devotees, let us read 18 and 19. He's talking about many more qualities of a devotee. Who can read this, devotee?
Hare Krishna, Dandot
I
Pranam,
can read it,
Prabhuji.
yeah. Okay. Now go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, there are 2 verses, Prabhu. You can read the first
Yes.
one, and I think Asha Mataji wants to read.
Let Asha Mataji read. I will read. This is my favorite shloka, Prabhuji. Both I will read. Let
Prabhu,
Asha Mataji read.
if it is your favorite verse, you have to read first.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Prabhuji. Dandot Pranam. All glory Sri Prabhupada ki jai. समसेत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानावमानयो शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समसंगविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी.
Hare Krishna. Can somebody else read the second verse?
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Yeah, I can
Prabhuji.
read.
Sorry.
I can read.
Dandot Pranam.
Okay.
हरे कृष्णा, धन्यवाद प्रण आपके चरणों में। तुल्यानिंदा स्तुति मौनी संतुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेत स्थिरमसि भक्ति मान्ये प्रियो नरः.
Very nice, Mataji. Haribol, that was wonderful. Prabhu, that was wonderful. I would request you to share some of your reflection why this is your favorite verse. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Shall I tell?
No, not now. When we discuss about the verse.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dandot Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Bhashpati Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhuji, I will read the first 4 lines, right, Prabhu?
Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know how many of us today, but at least it will give us an opportunity to read.
Okay. Samasatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkheshu samasanga vivarjitaha. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very, very nice, Mataji. Devotees, can someone read the second verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can try. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandot Pranam, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Tulya ninda sutir mauni santushto ena kenachit aniketa sthira matir bhakti mame priyo naraha. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Haribol. Devotees, 2 more. One devotee can read the first verse, then the second verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. I can try.
Please.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Samah shatro cha mitre che cha tatha manapamano yo. Sorry, let me start again. Samah shatro cha mitre cha tatha manapamano yo. Shitoshna sukha dukheshu samah sanga vivarjitaha.
Very nice, Mataji. Who can read? Mahesh Prabhu, are you here?
Yes,
You want to read the second verse, Prabhu?
Yes, I can read, Prabhuji. Tulya ninda stuti mauni santushta ena kenachita aniketa stiramati bhaktilman me priyo nara. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhu. Devotees, as we can see, repeatedly Krishna is talking about Bhaktiman. The past few 5, 6, 7 verses is repeatedly, he loves the devotees so much. He's giving so much of, preference. In fact, to some extent, he is respecting the devotees. So, glorifying. Devotees, let us read the synonym and translation by one devotee, and the purport is not very long. One devotee can read. Okay, who can read the synonym and translation?
I can read it. Right.
Okay, Prabhu.
Samaha equal, Satra to an enemy, Cha also, Mitre to a friend, Cha also, Tata so, Mana in honor, Apamana yoho, and dishonor, Sita in cold, Yusna heat, Sukha happiness, Dukeshu and distress, Samaha equipoised, Sangha Vivarjita, free from all association, Tulya, equal, Ninda in defamation, Tutihi and repute, Mauni, silent, Santushta, satisfied, Yena Kinchit, with anything, Ankeda, having no residence, Stira, fixed, Mati, determination, Bhaktiman, engaged in devotion, May, to me, Priya, dear, Narha, a man. Translation by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
Haribol
Krishna,
Prabhu,
back to you.
Krishna is giving us a lot of qualities. Again, this cannot be achieved one by one. It's not possible. In one lifetime, it's not even, doesn't seem practical. But everything is possible when we take up Krishna consciousness. When you take up devotional service, one by one, all the anarthas, unwanted things, go away. It is removed. Like the light will remove the darkness immediately. You don't have to chase the darkness. You just light up, turn the lights on, that's it. The darkness is gone. Okay, devotees, who can read the purport? Jyoti Thakur. Is it a Mataji or a Prabhu?
मैं माता जी हूँ, आशा जी हैं, उसकी मैं बहन हूँ, छोटी बहन हूँ।
Oh, okay.
हरे
Haribol.
कृष्ण, हरि
Hare
बोल।
Krishna. Haribol. Would you like to read this, the purport?
Yeah, I can try. That's my first session, so
Okay.
मैं try कर सकती।
Jarur.
A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. But a devotee is always transcendental or article frame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but the topics about Krishna. Therefore, it is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should speak only of essentials. And the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of Supreme Lord. A devotee, a devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very pitiable foodstuffs, sometimes not, but he is satisfied. Nor does he care for any residential facility. He may sometime live underneath a tree and he may sometime live in a very patel building. He is attracted to neither. He is fixed before he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. We may find some repetition in the description of the qualifications of a devotee, but this is just to empathize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Without good qualifications, one cannot be pure devotee. Hardav Akshasya Kuto Muhad Gunah. One who is not devotee has no good qualification. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualification. Of course, he does not extraneously encounter to acquire this qualification, but engagement is Krishna. Consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him develop them. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very nice reading, Mataji. We are glad you are able to participate. Devotees, this is very, very important. As our Sham Prasad Prabhuji was saying, that this is his one of the favorite verses. So why not I request one more devotee, Sham Prasad Prabhuji, after we have read this one more time, let us read this one more time. Very,
Thank you,
very,
Prabhuji.
very relevant to our devotional path.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Okay, you can read.
Purport or shloka?
No, the purport.
Purport. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Abhay Charana Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but the topic about Krishna. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should speak only of essentials. And the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of Supreme Lord. A devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very palatable foodstuffs, sometimes not, but he is satisfied, nor does he care for any residential facility. He may sometimes live underneath a tree, and he may sometimes live in a very palatial building. He is attracted to neither. He is called fixed because he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. He may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualifications of a devotee. But this is just to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Without good qualifications, one cannot be a pure devotee. Hara, harava abak, abaktaksya kutu mahad gunaha. One who is not devotee has no good qualification. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualifications. Of course, he does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications, but engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him develop them. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji and Matajis.
Very nice, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, why this is your one of the most favorite verses?
Okay, Prabhuji.
I mean, there is.
Prabhuji, sorry, Prabhuji, please, because in my life, you see, our town is very small town comparatively other cities. It is in Andhra Pradesh, Anantapur, Prabhuji. It is always a faction, Prabhuji. I think you know about faction, getting revolvers, bombs, knives, etc. I used to go by 2 revolvers in my pocket and with a jeep with men. Like that, we have struggled a lot. At last, after I joining in ISKCON at 1996 in Bangalore, I have lived my habits, style, like Krishna consciousness, became a vegetarian and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, reading Bhagavad Gita. After that, in my life, what happened, Prabhuji? A man is my friend and the relative also. He has cheated me and he bombarded me in road. After some years gone, after my joining in ISKCON, I used to study Bhagavad Gita and this slokas especially I have by hearted with my children also, Prabhuji. They will tell anytime this sloka. So he came to me and he begged me. He has no chappals for his foot. He has no rice in his house. I went to buy my scooter and along with my wife and I have given him. So my children asked me, why you are doing? He has insulted you like that. So I have told that, Amma, reading Bhagavad Gita is not a big thing. We have to follow. What is, you know, that sloka, Samasyatra mitre cha tata manavame. So that is the life. Bhagavad Gita studying is not a great thing, but we should follow at any circumstances. So I have requested my children, don't be come for this one, Prabhuji. So I am very, very interested and very, very much I have seen in my life. Satru, even for Satru enemy also, we have to help if it is required. That is the my understand, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Prabhu. Very nice reflection, Prabhuji. Yeah, one thing we have to understand, devotees, Shatru is not, they say that, right? Hate the sin, not the sinner. Right? Because you are equipoised, you are equanimous, does not mean you will not protect Dharma. That's these are all very intricate understanding. That is what Arjuna is trying to do in chapter 1, 2, and 3. He's saying, I want to love everybody. I really don't want to fight. What will this battle will bring? It will bring only all, many people will be killed. My guru will be killed. Their families will be killed. It will develop a very bad society without, the head of the family. I don't want to be part of it. This is misplaced compassion. So when Krishna is talking about all these qualities, we always have to remember we have to talk. If something is happening against Dharma, we have to talk. If something is happening against Dharma, we have to act. That is the entire purpose of Krishna consciousness. Many people think Krishna consciousness means you just keep quiet and just do chant, and that is our main job. But when the main philosophy is being affected, we have to be a little more proactive. We cannot do everything. We cannot fight like Arjuna, but we can pray to Krishna, and we can do whatever Krishna has given us enough intelligence. Based on that intelligence, how can I deal with an unfavorable situation? We have to do that. But Krishna is talking about many, he has already said it. as Srila Prabhupada is saying, we may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualification of a devotee, but this is to emphasize the fact that the devotee must acquire all this qualification. Krishna has already given many of this in chapter 2. Sukha dukkhe same kritva, labha labha jaya jaya. Same kritva. Be equipoised. Then he is also talking about matra sprasthastu kaunteya, shita ushna sukha dukkha dhaya. As the season changes, as you feel cold and heat, he is asking Arjuna to cultivate the tam tatikshra bharata. Arjuna, cultivate that tolerance. So there is a lot of things a devotee has to understand. Normally, devotee falls into this category. He likes it. Maybe we don't know what is his path. He might have been a very violent person, or he had anger issues. He was a very selfish person. But once they are sincere, they take up Krishna consciousness, we see that devotees. I have personally seen many devotees, because I was very closely attached with a temple. And that temple is very unique to create bhakta. Their program is still considered as very good for developing. It's called a bhakta program. It varies anywhere from 3 months to maybe 1 year, and maybe long term. Many devotees are staying there for several years as a resident, temple resident. And I have seen the transformation. They all come up with mostly American. They all come up with various backgrounds. Broken family, abused by parents, abused by relatives, having taken intoxication, drugs, addiction, having failed in their relationship, all kinds of problems. But within 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, I see the transformation. Their faces start glowing, devotees. Honestly, we see that the devotee becomes very pure. The purity gives you a lot of strength, energy, because everything is pure. Your consciousness is pure. And when your consciousness is pure, your activities become very pure. You are not entangled with the stress. Otherwise, material world, there is so much unwanted competition. Krishna has given all the resources to every entity. Suhardam sarva bhutanam, Krishna says, bhoktaram yagna tapasam. All the sacrifice is meant for me. I am the best friend and well-wisher for all entities, not only human being. But why are we fighting? Lust, greedy, jealous, ego. That is the problem. This we can see individually, we can see within a family, we can see as a city, as a society, as a state, as a country. Why are countries going to fight? For what? Everybody has got something to eat, and the 3 things are, roti, kapda, makan is already there. Even there, sometime at least few years back, they used to say India is a very poor country. Devotees in India today, right now, I am right now in India for a few days. Every temple distributes so much prasadam. Nobody can blame that there is poverty and hunger. There is poverty. They may not have the best of the best shelter. But that shelter also, ISKCON really saying, why do you want to become a beggar? Why don't you beg for Krishna? Come here, become a devotee. Then go and distribute Bhagavad Gita. But they don't want to do it. Right? So we see that if someone is sincere, he automatically develops the love for Krishna. It's a tremendous transformation, devotee. That is the best thing personally I like about Krishna consciousness. In this format given by Srila Prabhupada. Very practical, it's doable. This is the original position of our Atma. Our Jivatma is only looking for all this thing. If you're going to be with a lot of lust, anger, and jealousy, it's definitely not going to give you any relief. It's not going to make you happier, not at all. Duryodhana was never happy. He had everything. Hiranyakashipu, he had everything, but he was not happy. But that Hiranyakashipu also, when his brother Hiranyakshu was, killed, by Lord Vishnu. He goes to his Hiranyaksha's family, his wife, and he gives a very high philosophical message that's considered as one of the highest. It's there in Bhagavatam. He's saying, "Oh mother, why are you crying? We are not this body. Everything is temporary. This jealous, anger, these are all, temporary. The main thing is our Atma, which is eternal, which is very pure. Why not be under?" This is Hiranyakashipu. But after giving this message, he wants to do the exact opposite. He wants to control everybody, not one loka. He got the power to control all the three levels, the patal, all this bhuloka, burloka, and he started harassing everybody. Why? Kauravas had gotten all the kingdom when Pandavas went to Vanavas. And then Krishna goes there as a peacemaker, Shanti Dut. He ultimately, the third time he says, Duryodhana, just give them 5 villages. That's it, any 5 villages. Because the Kshatriya has to rule. They have to have, here it says, not a place of residence, something like that, right? Yeah. Nor does he care for any residential facility. Subal Prabhuji, Haribol, are you
Yes,
here?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Do you agree with this? Does
Yes,
he does
Prabhuji,
not care
definitely.
for? You are a realtor, Prabhu. If everybody says I don't care for my resident, what will we do? But that's not the point. The point is here that we are not saying, Krishna is not saying you should not have a resident. Krishna is saying that you will not develop an attachment. That is why we see now in today's modern society, the greedy people, whatever the politician, business people, they are so greedy. They are acquiring properties and accumulating wealth like anything. Not for them. A politician comes and says, you know what, I want to serve you. Then he makes everybody as his servant. And then he says, my family members will not be involved because I want to completely sharanagati to them. And then you see every family member is involved in this money swindling. This is the thing, because the material energy is also very powerful, devotees. Maya. Krishna is powerful. Maya comes from Krishna only. But then how do we tackle it? Devotees, why don't you share some thoughts? How to tackle? Maya is very powerful, as powerful as Krishna. Then can we really fight with Maya? Acharya says it's not possible. Why not we take share some thoughts, devotees, how to deal with this material energy, the material challenges, the 3 modes of nature, the duality, the sukha, dukkha, heat, cold, success, failure. How do we deal with those? Who is iPhone C is our Shalini Mataji, right?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Why are you so silent, Mataji? Everything okay? Everything
Yes,
okay?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, everything is fine. I'm a little under the weather, Prabhuji. It's a little bit cold here in Calcutta, but I think mm, mm, I'm still learning, but I think if we keep our bhakti as the top priority in our life, then everything else that happens, we can just view it. It's happening and it's going away. It's happening and it's going away. But it will not affect the core of your heart, because there you know what is important, what is not important. Bhakti is important, and everything else is it will affect. Obviously, we are aspiring devotees, but it will not affect as much as it did before we started to take up Krishna consciousness. And then the other thing I also think is that Krishna takes care of a lot of things for a devotee, and that helps as well in bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that is true, Mataji. Very nice, Mataji. Devotees, any more thoughts?
I can share with one of the thoughts too. I try to use man to as a child. You know, if child wanted something, so I tell them first you have to do 16 rounds first, and then Vishnu Sahasra Path. That's why I'm doing. So it's like you have to do it Vishnu Sahasra Path first, and then everything is done. Then maybe you can play the games like maybe 10 minutes, but I can give you 10 minutes, but you have to finish everything first. Then I can give you 10 minutes. And then sometimes I put my phone into the timeout. No, I'm not in a timeout, but my phone is in a timeout. So that's why sometimes it helps me a lot, because sometimes like play the games or wants to phone use so much. So I try to teach as a child, like, no, 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 you're not going to and do anything. You have to do when it's 16 rounds is done, then I say, like, okay, five more chanting malas. And then if you are done, I can trust me, I can give you 10 more minutes. And then again I do five more, and then I'm like, okay, okay, okay. This is the enough. So I can give you 10 more minutes. And when 10 more minutes is done, it's like five minutes done, then I'm like, okay, you have just only 5 minutes. You have just only 5 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes, and then you're done. And I put you my phone to the timeout zone. That's why I treat my man to treat as a child. Like Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Haribol. Very nice, Mataji. You are a great inspiration for us to chant. Haribol to you. Definitely chanting helps a lot. Especially you are chanting at least 16 plus rounds. That definitely is a great sadhana. Sometimes we try to procrastinate. Let me do 1 round now, 2 rounds. Very inattentive chanting. That's not good. That become mechanical. It has got some value. Still, you are chanting the names of Krishna, but it doesn't get the complete. You don't get the complete spiritual benefit. When you do inattentive chanting, it does not really do much for you to advance in Krishna consciousness. Many times, I'm just an aspiring devotee. I also get into that kind of a mood to kind of procrastinate, or maybe, I have other things to do. As Shalini Mataji mentioned, somehow if we can convince our mind that Krishna consciousness, doing anything for Krishna, has got the topmost priority preference, everything will be taken care of. Not just falsely, not in a fake way, in a very genuine way, because our mind is very intelligent, is very cunning. You cannot cheat your mind. The mind has to be convinced that yes, Krishna is the one who can give us the maximum happiness. The devotees, Shastras, and our Acharyas have said, we are already very blessed. Krishna has shown us all the grace to us. They say about 3 things. Why we are already blessed? We have this human form. Human form is an amazing tool to understand the highest spiritual realization, which is Krishna. Because we have the consciousness. Animals may have little bit, but we have a very powerful consciousness. We can use it for Krishna. That is number 1. That is grace number 1. Grace number 2, if we develop a little bit of love for divinity, Krishna, Rama, Narasimha Bhagavan, any other divinity, that is amazing. That's a great quality, which is called bhakti. Love is nothing else. The purest form of love is called bhakti. It has to be pure though, no give and take. Third grace is that when you get a guru, when you get a mercy, when you are blessed by a guru, these 3 graces will make you perfect in any spiritual path. So we are already there. We have a human body. We have some taste for Krishna, some taste for God, some taste for spiritual realization. Then we have the association of senior devotees. Even I believe next month there is a very senior sannyasi going to visit Tampa. Associate with them. Take that blessing 2 seconds. They are very busy. They may not be able to talk to you for several minutes. Prabhu, Subal Prabhuji, can you a little bit mention about January 10th program? Or?
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna devotees. And our Harini Mataji on Friday, January 9th, Prabhuji, Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Mark Swami Maharaj is coming. So Maharaj is amazing. He comes here every year. Maharaj travels by foot, from East Coast to West Coast multiple times. Even in Canada also multiple times, East Coast to West Coast, preaching Hare Krishna to everyone. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Prabhu, why do we need an association of a senior devotee, and especially someone like a sannyasi like Maharaj, Bhakti Mark Swami? They have conquered all this thing. They're equal. They don't have an enemy. Everybody is a friend, but there is no attachment. In our material world, we have an attachment. I want to be good to my friend, so far he is good to me. Once if he speaks something ill about me, that's it. My mind goes crazy. I go and talk ill about that, see how I can create an unfavorable situation with that person. So our mind is still not completely become equipoised. How to deal with dishonor? Somebody might have said something, in a not a very polite way, but how do I accept that? I can remember that for my entire life. That's what one time a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, how can I remember Krishna all the time? He said that, do you remember all the insults made to you all the time? Our mind is thinking all the time. Not 1 year, 2 years. We keep all the bad memories forever in our mind. This guy did not treat me properly. He did not really pay attention. He did not pay respect to me on one particular event. That stays in my mind. How does it stay? Why cannot Krishna stay there all the time? It is possible. It's only a practice. That is what this entire Krishna consciousness is about. How we can remove all these things, conquer it, and then become advanced in Krishna consciousness. So a real pure devotee is conquered everything, is equal. He doesn't have any enemy, no attachment to mitra. He knows how to deal with honor and dishonor. Cold, heat, yes, it doesn't matter. My Guru Maharaj, I was in Kansas, quite a cold place. In at least 15, 20 years ago, it used to become very cold, ice and snow, and not 1 month, 2 months. Kansas winter used to be extended 4, 5 months, up to even February. They would say, don't be surprised if there is snow in April. So my Maharaj, I used to tell him, Maharaj, why don't we move to Florida? He said that, yeah, we can. But he said that this is where Krishna wants us to do service. So at that level, it doesn't matter. Yes, there is going to be some inconvenience. Do you want 0 degree for 2 months? You don't want it. But you have to accept this is what Krishna is asking us to do. That is where it becomes how you can accept everything for Krishna. Then, free from all unwanted association, equal, defamation. This material world is always, it will praise you one moment, then they will defame you the next moment. Silent. Again, Srila Prabhupada says, silent does not mean that you will not speak. You will speak everything very relevant, everything that is dharmic, everything that is related to Krishna, that you have to speak. Definitely. Don't be silent at that time, devotee. Oh, Krishna is asking me to be Mauni. That is why we have to understand Bhagavad Gita very properly. Bhagavad Gita is not leaving everything and running away to a forest. That's not the idea of Bhagavad Gita at all. Bhagavad Gita is about doing everything, but in perfect consciousness. So silent does not mean just keeping quiet, but your mind is very active with all material things. That is not quiet. Silent here means how can you make your mind very silent, composed, balanced, satisfied. A devotee is satisfied with everything. Very humble thing. You go to any temple resident, they just take little bit of prasadam once a day, that's it. Maybe some breakfast in the morning. And all through the day and evening, they are doing Nama Sankirtan. And then no residence. Again, this does not mean you will not have a residence, but you will not develop an attachment. Sanatan Goswami was a very highly, he's one of the 6 Goswamis. He was very opulent, but he left everything for Krishna. And then he developed a practice. He will not sleep under the same tree for more than a night because he thought he may develop some attachment. We see that some homeless people, they have some still attachment to certain places. They will only sleep outside some shop, that particular spot. They are attached to that thing. So that is what it called. It does mean that it does not mean you will not have a residence, but you will not develop an attachment. Determination. Bhakti-man. Devotees. This is maybe the 5th or 6th time Krishna is talking about Bhakti-man. Engaged in devotion. Priya. Very, very close, dear to Krishna. And again, as any speaker would do, he starts with all this thing in chapter 2. Throughout the chapters, he's again reiterating his final message. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam me vaisese satyamte pratijane priyosime. You are very dear to me, Arjuna. But become my devotee. Surrender your mind to me. Worship me. That's it. We can do that. With the format given by Srila Prabhupada, it is very much doable, devotee. Devotees, shall we take some more comment? Parshati Mataji, anything you want to say, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Very nice discussion, Prabhuji, about the qualities of a devotee. So, Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam in Purport, he described about 26 qualities of a pure devotee. And we discussed this in the previous classes, Prabhuji. So that's what here Krishna, all are Krishna's children, but who have those qualities, who loves Krishna with all those qualities and surrendered unto him, only thinking about Krishna, not thinking about themselves. If they speak, they will speak about Krishna, they will glorify about Krishna. They don't care about what happened to them, they just only care about Krishna. So that's why Krishna, those pure devotees are very dear to Krishna. That's what he is saying to Arjuna. So Prabhuji, so beautifully here the purport Prabhupada is explaining, and that also you are describing, like how we can conquer the material energy, the Maya. We can conquer the Maya thinking myself, like I am not doer, I'm not the doer. So I have to leave those words, I, me and mine. So only Krishna, only for you. I am in this material world, and I would like to revive my relationship with you, Krishna. So that should be my only desire. So my material desire, when convert into the spiritual desire, that way I can conquer the Maya, which is very hard, challenging in this material world. But if we constantly try with devotional service, with association of acharyas, with reading shastras, definitely we can overcome that. At least partially we can overcome in this. I'm talking about myself in this lifetime. And when you are talking about the silent, so you should not be silent. You should talk, but talk the relevance. So not talking about ourselves, not glorifying myself. So I was hearing His Grace Amaranda Prabhuji's lecture. So Amaranda Prabhuji was telling, if you want to take the credit, what you have done, which service you have done, you are taking, oh, I did that. That's done by me. And that sounds like you are Hiranyakashipu. You are not Prahlad Maharaj's mentality. So you are Hiranyakashipu's mentality. You want to steal the Krishna's glories, Krishna's service, what you are doing for him, you want to take the credit. So don't do that. Just don't waste your time glorifying yourself, rather glorify Krishna with your service. So Prabhuji, it's so wonderful. So that's why Krishna loves his devotees, and that's devotees is very dear to him, who only engaged in devotional service. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, very nicely explained, Mataji. Yeah, how to conquer Maya? Maya is like a pit bull. Pit bull is a very ferocious dog. It will come and chew you. Yes, pit bull can be dealt in a different way. You become friend to the owner of the pit bull. Then the owner will tell, hey, come on, just sit quiet. Pit bull will just keep very, timid. It will be sitting at the feet of the master. Otherwise, if you're going to directly deal with pit bull, it will completely chew you. You'll be completely eaten up. They're very ferocious. So Maya is like that, meaning it's very, very powerful. It's only Krishna's energy. So anybody who thinks I can deal with Maya, I'm so elevated, I have all the qualities, you'll just fall down like anything. That is why all the Bhagavatam has got so many different stories. Even elevated personalities, acharyas, sadhus, munis, they all fall down because they think they can conquer the Maya. Just, it's an overconfident. A very great disciple of Vedavyas, Jaimani, he fell down. He always used to say, oh, Guru Maharaj, I control my senses. I can deal with it anytime. But he fell down. So things like that. The only way, take the shelter of the master. The master will control. Krishna is the master. Krishna, please help me so that I can concentrate more on you. I can become a pure devotee. And Krishna will listen. That's what he is looking for. Just that sincere, but you have to be sincere, not for some material benefit and, trying to get some name or fame, or I want to be most popular in my congregation. Not like that. There won't be anything. Whether it is one person, there is, Srila Prabhupada used to say, he never thought about audience. Whether it is one person, he said that even if there is nobody, I'm going to talk to Krishna. That is how he got so many devotees, thousands of Westerners who had no knowledge about Krishna. They became his devotee, but disciple. How? Because of his purity, his pure surrendering to Krishna. Okay, devotees, I think we had some good discussion. Devotees, two things I want to do, if I may, with your permission, with Baldev Prabhu and Prabhu all. I think Upendra Prabhuji's uncle left his material body. We can chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for it. Then there is again a lot of Prabhu, Subal Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can we discontinue